turn now to our slides here. It says, what if I forget to intend? So if you forget to make an intention, then you still have time. So how much time do you have? Well, the ulama said that you have until the midday, the Islamic midday. So we'll see what the Islamic midday is in just a moment. But if we look at this diagram, you can see we have sunset on the left and we have sunrise on the right. We can also say show dhuhr here, and we can show fajr. And so when does the fasting day start? The fasting day starts at fajr time. And then you have dhuhr, which is after what's conventionally known as midday, i.e., the middle of the day, after the sun reaches its highest point in the sky, and then proceeds on towards the western horizon at that point. This is when dhuhr time begins. However, we're not looking for conventional midday. We're looking for the Islamic midday, and the Islamic midday begins at it's the halfway point of the fasting day. So what's the fasting day? The fasting day is from Fajr until Maghrib, right? Fajr until Maghrib. So Fajr here on the diagram until sunset. This is the fasting day, and the halfway point is approximately the line which you can see, which is going to be, depending on your geographical location, it's going to be something like maybe 30 minutes to an hour before dhuhr time, maybe even more, depending on where you are. But this is approximately. So now how much time do you have? Well, you have from Maghrib time, sunset. So if you're breaking your fast in the next hour, as soon as Maghrib time comes in, technically you can make an intention to fast the next day. And then this fast would be valid because you made an intention. So when it comes to the intention, you have to make an intention for every single day of the month of Ramadan. However, you can't just make an intention at any point. Rather, just like you can't intend. So just like for the prayer, for the Maghrib prayer, when do you intend for the Maghrib prayer? Of course, everybody has an intention that, well, I'm praying all today's prayers, and I'm praying all tomorrow's prayers, and so on and so forth, until the day I die, inshallah ta'ala. And if you don't have the intention, then just make the intention, inshallah ta'ala. But similarly with the fast, so when do you make the intention for actually praying those prayers? You'd make it right before you're about to pray. Right? So you're about to pray Fajr, you make an intention, and clearly you have an intention, that's why you're praying Fajr. Similarly with the fast, you're just about to fast, and then you'd make the intention. However, there's a so this is why you can't do it at any time, right? So you cannot do it outside. So between the midday and sunset, it's not valid to make an intention, right? Just as if it's Asr time right now, you can't intend to pray Maghrib, right? So you can intend as in, I intend to pray Maghrib, but it's not considered to be a valid intention for Maghrib. Until Maghrib time enters, now the Sharia, now the sacred law, the Sharia says, now you can make an intention. So you made an intention at this point and you pray Maghrib, it's valid. So similarly with the fast, you can make an intention after Dhuhr, that's fine. But after sunset, this is the point where you have to actually make your intention. Right? This is where it counts. So you make an intention here, and then you have until the midday. So at any point you make an intention. We said, what's the intention? The intention was very simple. It's just a resolve in the heart, that just to know that tomorrow you're fasting. That's all the intention is. You don't have to do anything more than that. You don't have to say anything. There's no specific words. There's no specific supplication. There's no specific anything whatsoever. Rather, you just know that you're fasting, and this suffices. So even if you prayed Maghrib, you went to sleep, you took some extra sleeping pills, and you woke up at Dhuhr the next day. So is your fasting considered to be valid? So you didn't pray Fajr, you didn't have suhoor, and you just slept through. You didn't even go to work. You just slept through until Dhuhr time. Right? So tired worshipping Allah. And if that's the case, then you should lessen your worship, because you're earning a living and you're keeping your job is probably going to be obligatory, whereas your worship in the month of Ramadan is going to be is recommended. And anybody who thinks about things for just a moment would recognize that you have to prioritize in religion. Anyway, that's That's a side point. But let's say this happened, and then he woke up at dhuhr. At this point, is his fasting of this day valid? The answer is yes. Why is that the case? Because after he prayed Maghrib, he made an intention to fast the next day, and then he went to sleep. He took the pills, sleeping pills, and went to sleep. So given that he did that, his fast was valid. So this is the intention.